amazing scenes again. It just keeps getting better and louder. And again, just too sharp and too powerful. He's slicing into ribbons here. Joshua launches into the sporting elite.
I don't need recognition. I'm on a mission. I'm paying dues. I'm in position. I'm staying up. It's getting late. You're doing good. I'm doing great. Recognition. I'm on a mission. I'm paying dues. I'm in position. I'm staying up. It's getting late. You're doing good. I'm doing great.
Fight fans, you know where we are. Historic Wembley Stadium. Come Saturday night, September 22nd, we are expecting over 80,000 fans. They're coming to see their man, Anthony Joshua, but he has a tough test ahead of him. I'm excited to be here. Today, the press conference goes down.
Listen, Anthony Joshua is the, so to speak, hero, the hero of all UK. But he has a tough task ahead of him. Alexander Povetkin. We seen him yesterday at the open workout. He looked tremendous. He actually told us that this is his best camp he's ever had. He's in great shape. And when you look at his resume, as far as heavyweights, he basically has the best resume in all of heavyweight boxing.
And not to mention, like, he's an Olympic gold medalist, amateur pedigree. This guy is a real threat. For those who keep talking about his age, really don't understand the sport of boxing, especially the heavyweight division. He can hit hard. He has boxing skills. He's not that old. He can really spoil the show. Anthony doesn't win this fight. Guess what, folks? We don't have an Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder fight come April, so he has to get the job done.
Yeah, but I'm thinking that Anthony Joshua is relying on his youth and his speed. Because when you think about it, Alexander Povetkin has never been stopped. He's actually coming off of a whole bunch of wins. The last fight that he lost, and the only fight he lost was against Klitschko. So he's been knocking out his opponents. This is going to be a tough task.
Listen, I like Anthony Joshua's approach, though, man. He also told us yesterday that he is going to knock Povetkin out in the 8th round. That's a prediction, So, I mean, we never heard that from Anthony Joshua, ever. So I'm excited about that. People are going to be looking for that 8th round, see what's going to happen. But his approach is amazing. I'm loving Anthony Joshua's energy for this fight.
Let's go to the press conference and see what goes on.
For these guys to fight at Wembley Stadium is unbelievable, isn't it? It's terrific where this sport has come from. We've had some great nights here already with, obviously, Carl Froch, who'll be reminding everybody about the 80,000 during the week, and George Groves. We've had AJ and Klitschko, and now we're here again. I think it's just a terrific chance for all these guys to showcase their ability. There's some brilliant fights on the card, some real 50-50s, and we've got a cracking lineup all through, starting with Facebook just after 5:30 on Saturday night, and we'll be live from 6 o'clock with this brilliant array of talent. Really excited about this as well as the main event, Eddie.
Thanks, Adam. Quite right as well. I think when you look back over some of those illustrious venues visited over the years, we see where boxing has come, and it's a very proud moment to walk out through that players' tunnel and see what is about to happen on Saturday night, and seeing a lot of these guys walk out that tunnel with the eyes wide open. I saw Matty Eskin just almost thinking, I can't believe I'm going to fight at Wembley Stadium. And, you know, it's going to spur them on for huge nights for their careers, and it's a pleasure to put this card together. Kicking off the live action at 6 p.m, we have a young man who is already making extraordinary strides in the welterweight division in Shakram Giasov, of course, silver medalist in the 2016 Rio Olympics. He's probably, well, unquestionably has his toughest fight to date against Laguna on Saturday night, 14-0. And it's a pleasure to be working with Vadim and Andrei Rybinski and World of Boxing on this great young fighter. A few words from yourself, first of all, and a great night ahead on Saturday.
Всем добрый день. Я очень рад находиться тут. В андеркарде Джошуа и Поветкин, оба очень величайшие спортсмены, оба олимпийские чемпионы. Я думаю, они очень хорошо себя показывают. Я очень рад здесь находиться и буду себе показать самые лучшие стороны и хорошее шоу буду показать. И я еще хочу поблагодарить за такой шанс своему промоутеру, менеджеру, и буду себя самые лучшие стороны показать. Спасибо всем.
So good day to everyone. I'm very happy to be here. I'm really looking forward to the main fight, Joshua Povetkin, you know, 2 Olympic medalists. It's going to be an amazing fight. I'm also happy to see the amazing undercard, and I'm happy to participate and show my best. And and he also had it at the end that I'm here only to win. And I also would like to thank, for this chance, thank my promoter and my manager.
Thank you very much. Kicking off after that, a heavyweight fight that everyone has been talking about. I think David Price has become absolute must-watch action recently over the heavyweight years, and the support that I've seen for him when this fight was announced around a week ago has been absolutely sensational. We've been looking for opponents for Sergey Kuzmin. He's an excellent young talent making his way through the world rankings. A great amateur. You see him knock Joe Joyce out in the amateurs as well, which is no mean feat. But the support that I've seen across Britain for David Price has been sensational. And I watched him train last night at a workout. I think unquestionably the biggest puncher in the heavyweight division right now. And I know that he will have an entire nation behind him on Saturday. Sergey, firstly with you. You accepted this fight quickly. It's a great fight for you at this point in your career.
Рад всех приветствовать, кто пришел сегодня сюда. Рад то, что я буду выступать в таком значимом шоу на Уэмбли стадионе. Для меня это большой шанс проявить себя здесь. Передо мной очень серьезный соперник Дэвид Прайс, призер Олимпийских игр 2008 года. Я готовился к этому бою очень упорно. Все то, что я наработал, я продемонстрирую 22 сентября здесь, на Уэмбле. Его будет поддерживать трибуна. Многие болельщики из Англии, они такие очень эмоциональные и будут гнать его вперед. Но я приехал сюда тоже не сопли жевать, а приехал сюда побеждать и выигрывать красиво.
So I'm very happy to greet everybody who attended this press conference today. I'm also very happy to be part of such a significant event here at the Wembley Arena. And I'm here to prove myself and to prove to everyone what I can do. Of course, David Price is a prize winner of the Olympics in 2008, but I have gone through very hard and tedious training, and I will demonstrate all that I've achieved during this training on Saturday night. I know that the fans will support David, but I also came here not to, just to slack off, and everybody will see what I can do.
Thank you. David, you had a fight planned for a couple of weeks, that fell through, and the opportunity came, we presented it to you, and you took it with both hands. I know it didn't go your way at the Millennium Stadium, but that was some atmosphere. Everybody was in their seats and out of their seats for that fight, and now you get a chance to do it all again at Wembley Stadium.
Yeah, I think my stock went up after that fight in Cardiff, and my confidence went through the roof, believe it or not. Even though I lost the fight, I knew I could compete at that level. The doubt I had going into the Povetkin fight was, do I belong in the ring with someone like Alexander Povetkin? I proved I did, because I had him out on his feet in the 4th round. Sergey Kuzmin is another good fighter. I'm ready to go in there and meet him head on. There's going to be fireworks, like you said. It's excitement guaranteed every time I fight. He's never going to be in it like that, the way I'm going to hit him. I know he's had a good training camp. He's coming to win. I'm coming to win. This is potentially fight of the night, so people don't want to blink. 1,000,000%.
Going into these tough fights like you are, whilst risky, always give you the opportunity to be one fight away from being in some of the biggest fights in the division. And you know that if you beat Kuzmin on Saturday night, you are straight in the deep end on some of the biggest fights at world level.
That's what I mean. The upside for me winning this fight, I can't lose. It's potentially life-changing. When I got offered the fight, yeah, it's short notice, and I was training for another fight in 2 weeks. Ideally, things would have been better, but the upside of winning this fight, it's life-changing. So I'm going to be going in there. I'm going to have to walk through and do whatever it takes to win, and it's as simple as that.
Look forward to a great heavyweight fight between Sergey Kuzmin and David Price. Another great fight on this card, another 50-50 fight. I keep playing it out in my mind. Some people have got their ideas of who's the favourite in this fight. I've no idea who is the favourite in this fight. The British cruiserweight title fight between Lawrence Okoli and Matty Askin. I'm going to start with the challenger first. Lawrence, you keep on throwing yourself in the deep end. We thought you might need one more before Isaac Chamberlain. We thought you might need one more before Luke Watkins. We thought you might need one more before Matty Askin, but on every occasion you said no, give them to me now. And on Saturday night, chance to win the British title at Wembley Stadium.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks everyone for coming out. A lot of familiar faces. Yeah, that's right. Obviously, I have a lot of self-belief because of the training that I put in and the lifestyle that I live. And what I know I'm capable of. I mean, week in, week out, I'm sparring against some of the top people. I did a lot in a small time as an amateur, and I'm looking to do the same as a professional. So Askin's definitely a good fighter. I knew that before the fight was even thought about being made, because I like to watch everyone in the division. So I've known what kind of fight this is probably going to be before it was made, and I still wanted it. So I look forward to it.
He's in a great run of form in his career at late. Got a great training team now with Mick Jennings and everyone up there. And people talking about his power versus experience in this fight, but both fighters are predicting a win inside the distance.
Yeah, I feel like people need to differentiate popularity from ability. So I do think that Askins has got a lot of ability, but I feel like skill for skill, it will show that I'm on another level. I feel like my attributes are very often overlooked, and my ability is, sort of underplayed, but this will be another fight to show it. And I feel like because of the power that I have, people do like to hold on to the negatives to make themselves feel like they're ready and up for a fight against me. So we'll see what happens on Saturday.
Do you think Matty Askin can handle your power on Saturday?
I feel like if it was a 3-round fight, maybe. 6 rounds, maybe. But in a 12-round fight, I feel like with the pacing, the sort of way that I train, I'm able to keep my power for 12 rounds and at a high intensity. So I do not think so.
Matty, again, a great run of form in your career right now. A fight that obviously you and your team jumped at. It's mandated by the British Boxing Board of Control, but even though the perception is you're above British level now, this was a big all-British fight, and just seeing the look on your face out there walking around, you're really up for this.
Yeah, he possesses a lot of problems for me, and again, it's to prove to myself that I am at the level people are saying I am. So, the fight, even though risky, it's got its rewards at the end of it, and to do it on such a scale is unbelievable.
People talk about Cody's power, but obviously he hasn't mixed at your level yet. Do you think a lot of, on occasions when fighters go through the level, sometimes their power might be a little bit overrated?
Yeah, it could be the case, yeah, but without disrespecting what he's achieved and what he's done, look at what the men have done when they've been in front of him. They've been sitting ducks, they've been able to stand there and take the power, and the guy can punch, so it's a stupid tactic to have. At this level, there's so much more to boxing, and I think that's what's going to unfold on Saturday night.
Do you think you win inside the distance on Saturday?
I do, yeah.
Okay. A fantastic rematch as our chief support, and last time around it was a great fight that didn't go to plan. This time around, plenty more on the line. A final eliminator for the WBC title in Mikey Garcia, and who knows what he's going to do. These guys could be slipping straight into a shot for the world title in December. I'm going to start with Ivan Mendy, who of course defeated Luke Campbell at the O2 Arena. It was a big win for him at the time. He's carried on with a number of quality wins since then. He's number 1 with the WBC right now. And Ivan, you're hoping for a repeat of your victory from last time out?
Oui, bien sûr que j'espère une victoire. Je me suis préparé depuis 3 mois pour ce combat-là. Et je vais tout donner comme d'habitude.
Ivan says that he trains since 3 months to make his best on Saturday, and he's sure that he will confirm that win 3 years ago.
Thank you, Luke. Welcome to our 3rd gold medalist on the show on Saturday. A massive fight for you. I mean, you boxed on the Klitschko undercard as well back at Wembley, which is a fantastic occasion. This time, a chance for you to right a wrong that I know has been bugging you for a long time.
Yeah, no, thank you for making it happen. This is for me is a fight I've always wanted for the last 3 years, and I've had a great training camp. And when you've had a great training camp and you're prepared the right way, I'm excited for this fight on Saturday. Physically, mentally, I'm all there.
Obviously, you got a new trainer now moved into with Shane McGuigan. You said it's been a fantastic camp. An absolute must-win for your career on Saturday night.
Yeah, definitely. It is an absolute must-win fight, and I believe I will get that win. Shane's prepared me great, and he's really added to my style, my attributes, and I'm in a great place, and I'm excited for Saturday. I think it's going to be a great fight. We know what Mendy brings to the table. He's a solid all-round fighter, tough, strong, comes forward. So it's going to be a great clash of styles, and it's going to be a great fight.
Thanks, Luke. We look forward to that one. Final eliminator for the WBC World Title. A massive card here on Saturday night. So many big fights. Unbelievable 50-50s taking part all through the card from 6 p.m. live on Sky Sports and across America on Dazn. We're going to have head-to-heads up here with these guys now, and then they're all available for one-on-ones, and then we'll begin the Joshua Povetkin press conference at around 1 p.m. Thank you.
All right, so we managed to pull in Lawrence Okoli. Now, like, I'm known to butcher names, right? Did I do okay?
Yeah, you did a good job there.
All right, so obviously this is a huge event for you to be a part of, right?
Yeah.
80,000 plus people expected to be in the arena. You're Olympic gold medalist, so I mean, you've reached the pinnacle of the amateur boxing, career. Now here you're at the professional level. I mean, what does it mean to you to be on Anthony? I mean, he's an icon here in this country, to be on this card and open up, so to speak, for Joshua?
No, it's amazing. This is going to be my second time where I'm meant to box at Wembley. Fortunately, this time I get out. I was here for the Joshua versus Klitschko fight, but unfortunately I was pulled at the last minute for time reasons. So I'd really built myself up to box. So now, because of the work I put in from that point to this point, I'm now got a guaranteed slot. So I'm really looking forward to it. It means a lot, but ultimately I feel this is all steps in my own journey to eventually one day being able to headline something like this myself.
And you got a pretty good journey so far. So how many of those 80,000 fans are going to be there for you?
All of them. all of them are there for
But they're just going to happen to see Joshua,
yeah,
right?
I mean, we might as well wait, see the main event.
Might as well see the main event. And you come from humble beginnings, right? I mean, at one point you were flipping burgers, so to speak. How long ago has it been since that?
6 years now. I left in 2012, straight after the London Olympics, and then managed to get to the 2016 Olympics, and now we're here in 2018. So it's been a reasonable journey.
How much do you know about your opponent?
I know a lot. Before we were going to fight, he's already been champion. Before I turned professional, he's already ranked #1 in Britain. So within the 18 months from when I turned professional to now, I've managed to get to #2 spot. So I've always known who he is and what he's about. So yes, if I look forward to winning.
Right, but you don't care. You're still looking to knock him out.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, ultimately, that's the aim of any boxer. I like the feeling of a knockout. Not only is it exciting, but it means I don't have to be in the ring for any longer.
How special is the British Cruiserweight title to you?
To me, it's amazing because I won the Commonwealth title already. And as an amateur, I would have looked to win the Commonwealth, European and British, and then Olympic gold in 2020. So I'm on that journey now as a professional. So it will be stop #2 and in 18 months. So it means I can push on to go for the European and Worlds sooner than I would have expected.
Sounds good. I've always noticed that the Cruiserweight division never really gets a lot of shine.
Yeah.
What do you think you could do to change that?
I feel like, fortunately, there's been the World Boxing Super Series that Dazn has now got that has shown a lot of light. I feel like putting myself on these sort of fights, on these sort of occasions, boxing. So I've headlined 2 shows already this year, one at the O2 Arena, one at York Hall, and I've been on this show. So getting people to know me, getting people to be excited about the way that I fight, that brings it. And also not being afraid to take fights, because a lot of boxers are afraid to really step up and go for it.
Lawrence, what is the significance to you of the Commonwealth title?
The Commonwealth title was significant because 2018 is the Commonwealth boxing year. So Great Britain and the other Commonwealth countries box in the amateur sport. So I wanted to keep in line with that. So the Commonwealth was a great title to win, just to call myself a champion. I've let that go, and now I want to be champion of Britain.
You're kind of a mama's boy, right? You're making some money now. You're not fighting for free, but you're still staying home at mama. Is it some sort of comfort level that why is it that you haven't moved up?
I feel like it's good because I have all my close friends around. Some of them are looking around in the background, and it keeps me in the same area doing the same stuff. So I know my run routes. I know the people in the area. And like I say the same, obviously I'm doing a little bit better now, but ultimately AJ is the millionaire, so I need to work my way up there. You know?
Well, you're almost there, and there you have it, folks. This great young man, Lawrence Okoli.
Can we get a prediction for the main event before we get out of here? I mean,
the main event, I've been watching AJ in training this camp. I feel like it will be competitive for the first maybe 3 or 4 rounds, and AJ's youth, fitness and desire are gonna get him to get the stoppage probably within 6 to 9.
Did you hear his prediction? He said he's predicting that he's going to end this fight in the 8th round.
8th, okay, it's a bit longer. Oh, 6 to 9.
Right, yeah. So you were right there along those lines.
Yeah, no, I think that's accurate. It's not because necessarily Povetkin is chilly or one shot's going to do it, but I feel the accumulation, the damage you'll be taking with the jabs, the shots, going to bust him up, and that'll get him out of there.
What's your friendship like with Anthony Joshua?
No, it's a good one. Obviously, it started when I watched him on TV win Olympic gold, to sparring him. And now, I mean, this chain here right now is one that he actually got me as part of his paternity one. Oh, so yeah, we're good.
Well, how did you originally? When did you originally meet AJ?
I met him in the gyms through sparring, and through there, obviously the work I put in, the way I handled myself, it spread out. And
so you sparred him before?
Yeah, many
So he
times.
hits pretty hard.
Yeah, he hits pretty hard, but obviously I'm quite a big guy myself, even though I'm a cruiserweight, so I hit hard too.
Do you think you hit hard as these heavyweights? Or,
Yeah,
do you think you even move up to heavyweight?
Eventually, I feel like my legs need a little bit of work, but once my legs are built up, then definitely. But in terms of now, yeah, I definitely punch hard enough to compete with heavyweights, as we'll see on Saturday.
Okay, well, speaking of heavyweights, we want to throw to Alexander Povetkin's last fight. It was in Cardiff against David Price.
So,
there are 3 scoring judges at ringside. They might as well take the rest of the night off. I don't think this one's going the distance, one way or the other. He keeps getting tagged. Got a right hand through there of his own, and then followed up nicely. Yes. That's a decent combination from Price.
Good stuff. We need to see more of that, though. Oh, Povetkin comes back with a right hand. It can't become...
Oh, he's nailed. And he's furious with himself. Well, he walked onto a left hook there, just as it all started to get going, and those legs are not steady.
Yeah, they got carried away and the hands came down, didn't they?
Yeah, he really needs to just get back into that shell, tighten up as much as he can here to survive this. But he's got best part of 2 minutes to get through this round, and Povetkin smells blood here.
It's a long time.
Oh, big
shot!
And it's right on the bell.
Badly hurt.
Right on the bell. Povetkin saying he's okay. But that does count as a knockdown because he would have gone had it not been for the ropes.
Exciting stuff.
Well.
Brilliant.
What a round that was. Disaster for David Price turned into disaster for Alexander Povetkin, and now they both know they can be hurt. Well, what drama, but what a morale booster for Price right on the bell.
Huge.
Staggered Povetkin, and Howard Foster, who knows the rules, made sure there was a count because only the ropes kept Povetkin standing.
If David Price can manage to start to get Povetkin going backwards on the back foot, how can Povetkin be effective in that area? If David Price gets him going back behind that jab,
he's badly and he's in. That's done. He's done, and Howard Foster didn't get over there quick enough to stop that next one, because that's it. It's all done. Well, the first one stunned him. And that's all over just like that. Just as Povetkin was starting to look like he was a little bit weary, he's uncorked something special, and the second one was a sickener. And that's the one that just stunned him, and that is horrible.
Referee Howard Foster will bring together both boxers. As he does so, please show your appreciation for both these heavyweights in the ring. The official time, 1 minute 2 seconds of round number 5. Referee Mr. Foster dispenses with the counts. The winner by technical counts out. He is still the WBO International and now the WBA Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion from Russia, Alexander Sasha Povetkin.
Povetkin has stepped in the building. I mean, I always like that walk. Not only the ring walk, like even a press conference, the weighing when fighters walk into the building. It's just a level of intensity that I like as a fight and I enjoy.
Do you think they feel pressure even at the press conference?
Yeah, I think this whole week is intense. That's why normally fighters, when during fight week, sometimes it's hard to get interviews. I mean, I'm glad we have a great relationship with AJ where he gives us good energy, but guys are so locked in for fight night that whole week. You know, heavyweights are a little less because they don't have to make weight. Right. They can eat what they like, but these guys, like at this level, I mean, they're locked in, so it's intense.
I know you said don't mention his age, but I think that's something that's going through Povetkin's mind. He's 41 years old, and this is probably his last hurrah, his last chance.
He did mention that during the media workouts. He said, like, it's clear to him that if he doesn't win Saturday night, it could be the end of the road for him. So that right there makes you even more of a dangerous fighter because there's nothing to lose.
And it's not like he's a slouch. He knocks out some of the best of them.
Yeah, no, indeed. I mean, this whole card, like, what was exciting to me mostly is that the undercard is entertaining. Like, I'm looking forward to the Mendy and Luke fight. You know, rematches are always great.
Absolutely.
You know, you got the heavyweight division, and we talked about this earlier. The fact that they get almost second, third, and fourth chances. I mean, you guys like Povetkin, he had his issues with testing positive. Look at him now in the biggest heavyweight fight that can be made, you know, in Wembley in front of 80,000. And you got David Price, who was knocked out by Povetkin. Now he's on this card with another opportunity. There's something about the heavyweight division that kind of, I don't know, those guys have 9 lives. They're like cats.
You're absolutely right. Listen, I'm ready to rumble. Are you ready to rumble?
I'm always ready. Well, no, I'm not ready to rumble because I'm not a fighter. You know? Do you know what I mean? I think I've been in.
I got you.
I've been in London a little too long, and it's rubbing off on me. But I think Michael
Buffer. I think he's ready to buffer. Let's go to him.
He's ready to buffer. We're going to Michael Buffer, folks.
Второй стул. Вот сюда. Вот сюда. Да. Пока ждем.
How you doing? Top two.
Busy today, isn't it? What's his name, you know? I was going to have gone out. Going back to the O2.
There was a point.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, one of the most admired and revered titles in the world of sports is heavyweight champion of the world. Once a person has that title, they have it for life. For the rest of their life, they're always referred to as the champ. Another great title in the world of sports is Olympic gold medal champion. Now, in the heavyweight division, Olympic gold medal champions have faced each other, and it's become a tradition of great fights. We all know that just about a year ago, one of the best heavyweight title fights in memory was when Vladimir Klitschko, former Olympic heavyweight champion, fought Anthony Joshua, Olympic heavyweight champion, and it was a great fight. But it's a tradition that goes back to about 60 years now. In 1952, a little middleweight by the name of Floyd Patterson captured Olympic gold and then became heavyweight champion. And in 1956, an American by the name of Pete Rademacher won the Olympic gold medal and boasted that he could win the heavyweight title in his very first pro fight. And they actually made that match. Rademacher got knocked out in the 6th round in 1957. But since then, Olympic gold medal champions have faced off against each other for the professional title. Those great fights with Muhammad Ali and Smokin' Joe Frazier, Ali and George Foreman and Frazier, Olympic heavyweight champion Lennox Lewis never fought a fellow gold medal champion, but he had so many great title fights and actually defeated every man he ever faced in the ring, courtesy of a couple of rematches. So then we came up to Klitschko facing AJ. Now, again, in the very same stadium, Wembley Stadium, 90,000 fans, about 55 hours from now, will be treated to another Olympic gold medal champion versus Olympic gold medal champion for the greatest title in sports, the heavyweight championship of the world. Here to tell you more about it is the head man from Matchroom Boxing, Mr. Eddie Hearn.
Thank you, Michael. That was to be honest, I think I'm just going to go home. I don't think you even need me here after that. Fantastic to have you here as always, and an absolute honour to be back at the National Stadium, Wembley Stadium, for another huge night of boxing live on Sky Sports box office in the UK and across America with our partners, Dazn. 4 World Championship belts on the line, 80,000 people out there singing and dancing, trying to see if Anthony Joshua can continue to reign supreme as the #1 star in the sport. I know we're live on Sky Sports News now, so I'm going to go to Adam Smith for a couple of questions to the fighters.
It was wonderful history, wasn't it, from Michael Buffer? The World Heavyweight title, such an incredible prize, so many greats down the years. Anthony Joshua, current owner of those 4 belts in front of you, back at Wembley Stadium after that incredible fight with Vladimir Klitschko. That surely the hardest test to date then. Is Alexander Povetkin the second hardest in your career so far?
Yeah, definitely. Klitschko, good challenger. We came, had a lot of respect for each other, got a good fight together, and we performed. And the sport of boxing won that night because we put on a good show. We've been away for a while. We're back now with Alexander Povetkin, and I'm expecting the same type of fight because skills apart, technique apart, I think we've both got a big heart and we can dig deep. So that always turns up for a good fight. We both showed that against Klitschko. We both dug deep, stayed in there, and we're going to do the same again Saturday night. Put our skills on the line. And I think the one who's toughest will come out victorious.
Both with heart, but as Michael was saying, Olympic gold medalists, both with the skills set. What dangers in that department does Alexander possess?
Like when I look at his weight, you know, he's one of the lighter heavyweights, but that ultimately means that he's got a lot of speed. So he's a quick fighter, but that's good because I still train amongst the amateur guys, and I spar with them still. So I'm up against guys that are just as quick as him. And I sparred cruiserweights. I sparred Lawrence Okoli, who's very fast and sharp. So his strengths, I've worked along people who have the same type of strengths as well. And it is difficult, but a good fighter will always find a way.
He's ranked number 3 in the Ring magazine, swirling around the name of Deontay Wilder, of course, and Tyson Fury. But how seriously have you taken this training camp and this preparation ahead of Saturday night?
You know me, I'm not one to kind of talk about too much fights and so on and so forth, but there was a lot of talk around the heavyweight division, which springs up all sorts of names. But ultimately, as we know, Povetkin is one of my toughest challengers to date, so that's where my focus has been throughout the last how many months I've been training for the fight.
And you've announced a 2-fight deal at Wembley Stadium. What is it about this iconic venue under the arch that will make you perform again in front of the 85,000 who turn up on Saturday?
I just love to fight, you know. I love fight week. I can finally kind of taper down a bit, get my strength back. Honestly, my body's been broken down and rebuilt up this camp like never before. There's loads of different stuff I work on, I think. My trainer teaches me a lot of stuff, of course, but you know, within yourself, you try and find out who you really are with different type of training strategies and so on and so forth. So coming back here is a blessing because it's time to just put on a performance. I told you before, it's like chapter 2 to a certain degree, but I just feel relaxed and calm. It's not new to me anymore. I feel like this is home and this is where I'm going to perform.
Final question for now, and this was being mentioned last night. Are you going to cut that hair before Saturday?
Where's Freddie? You can hopefully get me another sponsor. Put it on my sponsor list. Barbers around London or something like that.
Alexander, let's bring you in. You've had a huge camp out in Russia. Our cameras have been there. We know how much you want to become world heavyweight champion again. Are you in the best physical shape of your life?
Я считаю, что я, во-первых, здравствуйте все. В данный момент нахожусь, я считаю, что в отличной форме. Мы прошли хороший сбор, сила, выносливость. И я очень рад, что у нас состоится бой с лучшим боксером мира, с Энтони Джошуа. Это будет интересный и красивый бой, я уверен. И главное, самый честный.
Well, first of all, hello to everyone. I think I'm in a very good shape right now. We had a very good camp concentrating on strength and endurance. Anthony Joshua is one of the strongest in the division, and I'm very happy to be fighting him, and I think we're going to show the fans a very good fight on a Saturday.
You say one of the strongest. What weaknesses have you seen in Anthony Joshua so far, and how do you exploit those on Saturday?
Один из самых сильных боксеров в мире. Какие слабые стороны ты в нем видел, и как ты будешь на них капитализироваться? Как ты их будешь использовать против него?
Вы знаете, можно говорить что угодно и видеть. Бой все покажет. Я не хочу что-то вперед говорить, слабый, сильный. Я знаю, что это боксер очень сильный, очень ответственно всегда готовится к своим боям. Ну и я подошел, я считаю, что в отличной форме к этому бою. Так что день боя все покажет.
Well, I've been saying a lot, and there's nothing else to add to say that the fight will show everything that we've got. And Anthony is a very strong fighter, but I'm just as strong and I'm in good shape. And like I said, Saturday fight night will show everything.
I asked Anthony whether you were the second most dangerous fighter he's ever fought after Vladimir Klitschko. Do you believe you're the most dangerous at this stage for him?
Я спросил у Энтони Джошуа, что ты, возможно, второй по силе боксер, с которым он бился после Кличко. Но, может быть, ты считаешь, что ты самый сильный, который был в его карьере? Самый сильный соперник?
Если честно, я об этом вообще не думал. Я могу сказать только одно, что когда я бился с Кличко, в то время я был порядком слабее, чем я сейчас.
To be honest with you, I did not think about that at all. But one thing I can say that when I fought Klitschko, I was much weaker and in a much worse shape than I am now.
So finally, how much would it mean to you to take these world heavyweight title belts back to Russia on Sunday? And what do you think happens?
Ну и последний вопрос. Что для тебя будет означать увезти эти пояса с собой обратно домой в Россию? И что же произойдет на самом деле в сам вечер боя?
Мне бы очень хотелось увезти эти пояса. Вы знаете, а что произойдет? Ну, в день боя будет видно. Я заранее никогда ничего не говорю.
I would really want to take these belts back home, but what about what's going to happen on Saturday night? Well, I never try to say anything ahead of time, so you will see everything on Saturday fight night.
Thanks very much, Alexander.
Thank you, guys. As you know, this fight broadcast live and exclusive on Sky Sports box office in the UK. We recently announced a huge deal across America with our new broadcast partners, Dazn. I'm going to pass to Joe Markowski now to say a few words on their behalf.
Thank you, Eddie, and thank you to our friends at Sky Sports and Wembley Stadium for hosting us here this afternoon. This is a pretty historic moment for Dazn. AJ, by multiple measures, is the biggest star in the world of boxing, and his fight with Alexander on Saturday marks our first major broadcast in the US following our launch earlier this month. Here in the UK, boxing fans have a pretty good deal. Reasonably priced broadcast packages and reasonably priced tickets. Unfortunately, that's not been the case for some time in the United States. American fight fans are asked to pay colossal fees to watch their boxing, up to $200 a month for premium cable packages, and beyond that, at regular intervals, $75 to $100 for pay-per-view cards. Our approach with Dazn is very, very different, and we're going to quickly become an absolute must-have in the US for fight fans. Our partnerships with Matchroom Boxing, Bellator MMA, the World Boxing Super Series, and Combate Americas will alone deliver more than 80 fight nights in our opening 12 months, and will deliver that for only $9.99 per month to those fans after a first month free trial. It's unquestionably good value. That value offering is starting immediately from this weekend. If you sign up for Dazn today, you'll get 14 premium boxing and MMA fight nights in your free trial month, offering completely unmatched value for those US fight fans. I think it's fair to say that our entrance into the US market has caused quite a stir. Since our launch announcement with Eddie earlier in the year, we've seen other promoters and broadcasters make grand moves in the world of boxing, and it's been a lot of fun for us to watch how our entry has shaken up the community. The only benefit to that for fight fans is more content as everyone steps up their game. To that end, we've assembled what we believe to be a world-class broadcast production team, including Hall of Famer Sugar Ray Leonard, industry veterans Brian Kenny, Kay Adams, Chris Mannix, and LZ Granderson, and of course, the most iconic voice in the sport of boxing, who we heard from earlier, Michael Buffer, can now only be heard on Matchroom shows. As you can see, our entry into the US market, our first chapter, is primarily focused on fight sports, but we'll quickly spread our wings and add other sports to the platform, as we have done in all of our existing markets. At our core, Dazn is a fan-focused, multi-sport and global broadcaster, but I can't think of a better place, a better moment to mark the start of our American journey than here at the biggest event of the boxing year on the biggest stage. So we're very excited about introducing Dazn to all of you come Saturday afternoon. Thank you, Eddie.
Joe, you're so smooth. My bum went completely with that. And you didn't even flinch once. That was incredible, incredible. Thanks for coming, and thank you to Dazn. It really is a major move in the US market, an absolute must-have for fight fans, launching this weekend with the first boxing event with Anthony Joshua. We're going to go to the teams now. Vadim, and welcome to the world of boxing. It's been a pleasure to deal with you. We hope you don't win on Saturday night, but it has been good fun working with you, and thank you for your honesty. And we always know that when we do a deal with you, everything's fine and it's happening. And a massive night, of course, for World of Boxing, a massive night for you and Andre Rybinski as well, because we know of the close relationship you guys have with Alexander Povetkin. Tell us a little bit more about your man in this fight, and also what this would mean to you guys, and of course Russia, if Alexander could be victorious on Saturday.
Eddie, it's been a pleasure. Andre Rybinski, the man behind World of Boxing, sends his regards. He really enjoyed making this deal and is enjoying all the business we're doing together, as I am. And it's been so pleasant that we hope we can do the rematch, because you know, it's always a pleasure, and maybe a third one, hopefully. It's you know, you guys do a great job here, and it's a pleasure to be a part of this. It's a pleasure to have 2 more fighters on here. You guys are very professional, and thank you to Sky Sports. History in the making at the Wembley. I mean, it's really enjoying for us to be here. Dazn and everybody who's involved. As I said in the first press conference, you know, hundreds of amateur fights between these 2 guys, over 50 professional fights. Over 40 knockouts they share. And I do believe that all the hype aside, this is the biggest fight in the super heavyweight division today. You know, Alexander is a little bit older. Joshua is the younger, you know, big dog with all the titles. But I do think that both of these guys know what they're in for. No matter how easy they seem to present themselves, they know what's going to happen Saturday night. And I think it's to the best of the sport that these fights happen more often. This is what the fans want to see. This might be the biggest fight in boxing. You know, this is kind of like Golovkin Canelo, and I hope it becomes that type of trilogy. I know you guys don't, but it would be pleasant to do that. I think it would be the biggest thing in the world.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Eddie.
Thank you, Vadim. And we hope for a great fight on Saturday. Rob, let's bring you in. I know when we talked about this fight, you knew all about Povetkin. You knew exactly what a tough task this was. No swerving, no dodging, defending his titles against his mandatory, and a tough fight ahead on Saturday night.
Yeah, I think obviously Alexander Povetkin's the mandatory challenger. Anthony's happy to fight him. He's a real champion. Without these type of fights, you know, boxing will suffer. I think Britain's on a boxing boom at the moment, and I think this fight Saturday night will certainly add to that. I think it's going to be a tremendous fight, and clearly both fighters are in great shape, and certainly Anthony is.
You've seen, obviously we've seen Anthony come out before with dominating, ruthless performances against Parker last time out. It was a textbook performance, a great boxing performance over 12 rounds. What are you expecting in this fight between these two?
It's a different fight. I think you've two fighters at a different level with respect to Parker and Takam. I think Povetkin comes from the top tier in boxing. But Anthony Joshua does, he's the champion, and he's prepared long and hard and diligently for the challenge. And it's certainly going to be a fantastic fight. But you know, he's in good shape, he's focused, it's been a long, hard camp, but he's ready, and he's got a few more days rest now till the fight, but it's going to be great on Saturday night.
AJ, finally, we'll end up with you. Everybody talking about you, everybody talking about the future. How much pressure do you feel going into this fight with Alexander Povetkin? Obviously, people in boxing, people who know the sport, know what a challenge this is. You're always expected to win every time you fight. How much pressure do you feel going into this fight?
Loads of pressure, tons of pressure. But that's the reality of it. I think what he was saying is, even though we present ourselves calm, cool and collected, underneath all that, we both know what we're in for. Not only this fight with Povetkin, every fight I've been in, and every future fight I'll be in, it all comes with the same pressure. So just got to roll with the punches. And what more can I do except give my best? And that's what I'm going to do Saturday night. Go out there, if he's strong to the head, I'll whip him to the body. If he's strong to the body, I'll whip him to the head and find a way to win and grind it out. That's what I'm going to do.
And last one, I saw you and the boys walk around the stadium in today. I saw you smiling. I know last night you were a little bit tired, and now your energy's coming back to you with these days of rest. But we've got to sometimes remember what we're doing here. You know, I mean, you never saw the leisure centres and, you know, how British boxing used to be.
I was going to see the leisure centres.
Well, you did box in York Hall once.
That's why I turned pro, because I thought I'd go under the radar, have some low-key fights, build up my experience. But I joined the right team, right management with McCracken, and you put me in the right fights. And you know, without those type of fights, you don't find out who you are. And that's why I think, skills aside, experience aside, I fought with a lot of heart, and I know I've got a lot of fire in my belly. So that's just as important, I think, as well as skills. So over the time, I've built up my skills, but besides that, I know I've got a lot of fire in my stomach.
Over 300,000 tickets sold in your last 4 fights. This fight expected to break pay-per-view records in the UK. When you walked around the stadium today, we've had 2 great nights in Cardiff. They've been great. But you're back in London now.
Yeah.
This is your home. This is the scene of one of the greatest heavyweight fights in the history of the sport against Vladimir Klitschko. You're going to go out there and dominate at Wembley on Saturday night.
We're going to have fun, you know, as you said, 300,000 tickets sold. It's going to be big pay-per-view buys, and I just can't wait to see you and Frank on a boat somewhere living your best life after this fight.
One thing I guarantee is your boat will be much bigger. Thanks all. We're going to, of course, the guys are going to be available for interviews as well, and we're going to have a head-to-head right now between Anthony Joshua and Alexander Povetkin. It's all on the line. Saturday night, live on Sky Sports Box Office and Dazn. Don't miss it. Thank you.
This is intense. This is intense. Did you see how focused? Did you see how focused Joshua was?
I mean, the thing about Anthony Joshua that I appreciate is that it's every single fight he's this locked in. Every fight, it doesn't matter who he's fighting, he always has that focus in his eye. And to him, it's just another fight, but every fight is big for him. And I see that just throughout this whole press conference, this whole fight week.
I kind of thought it was because he has the Wilder fight just hanging in the wind. I might have seen him blink about 4 times this whole press conference. I mean, I've never seen him this locked in.
Yeah, it's almost like unapproachable, but he actually is approachable. But I like when fighters that are friendly sometimes say, all right, it's time for business. I'm not going to give you too many smiles. I'm going to come and handle the press I have to handle, but I'm just ready to get in the ring Saturday night and take care of business, so to speak.
At the end of the day, this is a fight, and you got to get into that fight mentality. He's saying if he's strong to the head, he's going to go to the body. So he already has a game plan to knock this guy out.
And outside of the game plan, we talked to him a couple of months ago. His approach is going to be different. In the ring, he doesn't want to approach this fight like he did with Parker. He wants to put a hurting on his dude, and he wants to please the fans, but do it with skill. I really doubt that this fight is going to go the distance. I'm kind of going with Joshua's pick, actually. I'm going to predict that Joshua will indeed knock Povetkin out somewhere between 7 and 9 rounds.
That's possible. I think that Povetkin needs to get that jab established, a lot of feints in order to get inside and then work his inside game, because he has an incredible right hand when he's inside.
Yeah, I mean, he's a little shorter. It's going to be not as easy to get that right hand, to the target. But if Joshua does approach the fight like he's been mentioning, he's going to fight to, be in the line of fire, and that right hand can land. So, we don't know what's going to happen Saturday night. All we know is there's going to be tons of people in the arena.
Right.
Rain, sleet, hail, or snow. They're not going anywhere.
Right.
I think the Wembley Stadium has a cover over the seats, so the fighters have a cover over the ring. So the people that pay big dollars for the floor seats, those are the people that are going to get wet.
You paid to get wet.
But they'll have ponchos and things like that, umbrellas. It's a fight you can't miss, period. And don't forget, tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern Time, we'll be at the weigh-ins. We'll be coming to you live, and obviously you don't want to miss the fight. Saturday, September 22nd, a great undercard, and the main event, Joshua Povetkin.
I'm wondering how many fans are going to actually come out here for Povetkin.
Oh, I know of 5.
His family. Well, let me tell you my prediction. My prediction is maybe a little bit sooner than what AJ says. I say maybe 6-round stoppage for AJ.
Well, I already gave you my prediction, folks. It is somewhere between 7 and 9 rounds.
And Akin Barak is always right, so that's just.
All right, so tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern Time, weigh-in. And Saturday night, obviously, the fight. Sort of this.
But let's go to this promo real quick.
All right. So, as far as all right, folks, we got to get out of here. We got some other stuff to go on. I want to eat some pie and mash, fish and chips. Join us tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern Time, at the weigh-in.